Welcome, everyone, to the L7C podcast superhero edition. It's been a while since we've had one of these. We finally have some updates worth sharing to you guys. We got the captain, Mr. Byron Mitchell. How are you doing today, sir?
I am doing good. It definitely has been too long since I've been able to talk superheroes. I've been talking bets and wrestling, so I had to come back and talk some superhero business.
Yeah, man. It's also been a long time since you had your own individual episode. It's been a minute.
That is true. That is true. I've been busy with other podcasts.
Right, right. So what we're gonna do for everyone, we're gonna work our way. Obviously we're gonna talk some Ant-Man, gonna talk some Arrowverse, and this week, just a couple of days ago, James Gunn, literally on the last day of January, came through with his DC stuff. But Byron, let's start with Ant-Man.
All right.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, the first MCU movie of the year, coming out February 17th for us common folk, people in Hollywood who get to see the stuff early, get to see it February 6th. And this is the start of Phase 5. If you guys didn't listen to our end of Phase 4 stuff, make sure you listen to that podcast. I'll link it to this one. But they had to start Phase 5 early because Phase 4 was not well received.
Phase 4 was not well received by a majority of the fans due to, I guess, writing and CGI, because it was during the time where like the VFX artists, that news came out where they weren't getting paid enough for all the hours they were working. Still haven't heard any updates on that front. So hopefully maybe they've settled it quietly and Kevin Feige has taken care of it. But yeah, he took all the complaints. He said, you know what, we're kicking off Phase 5 early. We were going to wait till like later in this year to start Phase 5. But now, like you said, February 17th, Phase 5 is officially starting.
Yeah, and it's looking like it's starting. Obviously, it's starting with Ant-Man Quantumania. They're going to be down in the quantum realm, and we're going to get Kang the Conqueror, who is going to be the big bad in this movie and maybe the big bad for the next foreseeable movies, the overseeing arc. Byron,
Mm-hmm.
what are you most excited for? What are you looking for the most in this movie?
I don't know what I'm looking forward the most. Actually, I think I'm less looking forward most to Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror. From his trailers, oh my god, he has such a commanding presence. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to seeing him the most, because all I know, someone's dying. I don't know if it's Ant-Man. I don't know if it's one of his family members. Someone's dying. Kang is escaping the quantum world, and basically when he does that, the world's over.
Yeah, because Jonathan Majors, we finally got to see the trailer, like not the trailer, the clips that was leaked a long time ago that I think we talked about as well. The one is "Have I Killed You Before?" That one has
Mm-hmm.
finally been revealed officially this weekend. Man, you hear him go, Scott Lang. You have a daughter. You're an Avenger, and then he's just like, "Have I killed you?" From if someone said that to me, I'll be like, "What is
Mm-hmm.
going on?"
What do you mean? Have you killed me before? This is the first time I ever met you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that line is wild.
Yeah, so we got Ant-Man's obviously in it. Hope, Wasp, Jonathan Kang. You got Janet Van Dyke. You got Hank Pym. You got Cassie Lang. That's all we have right now for people we do know. We also have seen things of MODOK from one of the trailers.
Yes, MODOK is supposed to be in it. I think he's part of Kang's crew.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise than that, I haven't heard any other like characters that are supposed to be in it.
All right. And this kicks it off, man. We're gonna see from the things Scott is getting brutalized. Money's on that. He's getting out, unfortunately, potentially, which I don't know what that would do for the Wasp and Scott's daughter going forward if he dies in this movie.
Right. That's what, like, part of me believes that he is dying because I feel like that would be the catalyst to get the rest of the Avengers to get together, because now they have to stop Kang and basically avenge a fallen Avenger. But part of me is like, what if he doesn't die? Because, like, in Doctor Strange 2, we all thought Doctor Strange was going to die. That turned out to be a lie. And then Thor, we thought Thor was going to die, but that turned out to be a lie. So I'm like, what
Well,
if?
Thor did die. It just wasn't Hemsworth.
Well, true. It was Jane.
Hmm.
as Thor that died, but we thought it was going to be the main Thor instead of
Yeah,
Jane. So what if another Ant-Man dies? What if it's the OG Ant-Man that dies and not Scott that dies?
could be. We'll see. I just don't know how they get out of the quantum realm without him following. That's why he's going to say like that part where he's like, "Do we have a deal?" We're going to see what the
Mm-hmm.
deal is.
Yeah, I feel like that's the reason why Kang escaped because he struck a deal for him, the Ant family, and Kang to escape the quantum realm. Because from the trailer, it looks like Kang has been trying to escape for a while now.
The thing is, too, like, why would he have not escaped? Like, if you trailers, it looks like he has a whole empire built
Right?
in there. Is he going to take that entire empire and just drop it in Scott's house? Like, what's
Maybe.
we'll see. And depending on how this movie goes, how many end credit scenes, because we're back, like, it's going to be really, really interesting. This is kicking off phase five, so it has to start with a bang.
I feel like it will. Because it's the first movie, it's introducing Kang, which is supposed to be the next villain in the next Avengers movie, which comes out 2025. So in 2 years.
Which is crazy.
Um,
It's already two
yeah,
years from now.
right. And then after Ant-Man and the Wasp, we have a couple of TV shows coming out. What if season two or Secret Invasion? I'm not sure which is first because they haven't really announced any concrete dates yet. But after this, the next movie is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 on May 5th.
So we're going to see it. I mean, he put, like, Jonathan Majors obviously been working a lot, and it's going to be interesting. It's hard because it, as we talked about before, like, how do you follow up all the Infinity Saga stuff? That's why people were let down in phase four. They're like, we had 10 years, we got to Thanos, we had Loki in between, we've had, I mean, just look at some of the best villains in the MCU. There's Loki,
Mm-hmm.
obviously Thanos, Killmonger. Those are usually everyone's top three.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like how you live up to those guys.
I think Kane can do it. Just from, like I said, from the few scenes I've seen of Jonathan Majors for the trailers, like he has a commanding presence. So I'm excited to see what the full movie is going to look like.
That comes out February 17th. The crew will be there. We'll be watching. Then we'll be back with our review. Byron, just to stay in Marvel before we go to DC, it also came out a couple weeks before recording that the Marvel's Avengers game is going to be ending DLC, like updating the game and stuff. So people say the video game, quote unquote, died. I mean, it happens to all games where they just stop giving you DLC and all that stuff. But it was very sad. I mean, that game has definitely helped the L7C with
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, get a lot of YouTube views, get Twitch. So I just feel like that game's always had an uphill battle just because it was trying to come out during height of pandemic and
Mm-hmm.
people working in different areas and not in the studio. And it's unfortunate because there's so much story left to tell in that game.
Yeah, I am sad because I definitely thought we were gonna get the invasion, the Korean invasion. Like that was gonna be like their next big story update after they got done releasing like the characters every so often. But yeah, I was crushed when I heard it because they said the final update was gonna be on March the 31st, and then they were just gonna stop like supporting it on September the 30th. So
Yeah,
officially September the 30th is the last date of support for the game.
but you could still play it solo and you could still play it with your friends.
Yes.
So don't worry. I know it's been a while. The crew needs to get back on that, so we will be back soon.
Yes, we will.
Any other Marvel updates, Byron?
No, not that I can think of. It's just been just a slow start trying to get phase five kicked off. So once it does, we'll be in full swing.
Yeah, remember we'll be getting potential trailers for Spider-Man 2, not the movie, guys, the video game. We
Yes.
should be getting that this year,
Yeah,
the
I think it comes
trailer.
out in this fall of this year. Spider-Man
Mhm.
2 does.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Byron. Well, let's do Arrowverse first before I really just let you go off. Uh
Okay.
Arrowverse, we also have something starting up. Flash season 9 is starting February 8th. This is the last season of The Flash, the longest running Arrowverse show. 9 seasons. The poster is amazing with the boots, the final run.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get a lot of stuff. The trailers have been great. We're gonna see how it ends. You already got a lot of people returning in a very shocking thing. It officially confirmed that Stephen Amell, Green Arrow, the one who started this all, will be in Flash season 9. He's tweeted, of course, he'll be back, him and John Diggle, and he's not as the Spectre. He's in the Green Arrow suit. So there's going to be a lot of like, how is he back as a Green Arrow? Because obviously he sacrificed his life for Crisis on Infinite Earths. And is this just going to be a flashback episode? Or are they going to bring him back to life? Like, or is this a Green Arrow from a different Earth? Like, Byron, there's so much, but sending off Grant Stevens coming through.
Steven had to come back to send Grant off because he was a prominent role in the first season of Flash. He helped Flash get his start, so he had to come back and help him in the show. So I don't know how he's gonna come back. Maybe, like you said, it's a flashback. Maybe Flash runs back in time. We'll see. I'm excited to see what they do with that. So I'm happy that Green Arrow, Stephen Amell, and John Diggle, David Ramsey is back. Some other people that are coming back. Nicole Maine, who plays Nia Null from Supergirl, is reprising her role in one of the episodes. We haven't heard anything from Melissa Benoist, who is Supergirl, if she's coming back or not. I feel like she has to because she's part of the Arrowverse Trinity that we talk about.
I mean, both of them were at Oliver Queen's funeral when it was just the close people. Again, I don't know what's going on with her. I mean, she had the baby, all that stuff, but yeah, and then we didn't even say this person who's been gone for years. Kid Flash is good. He was in the picture with Oliver and
Nick, so Wally West is back.
So he's back as well, and obviously Batwoman is back. She's going to be playing Red Death. I don't know if she's going to be doing double duty. One is Batwoman, and then one is Red Death. I'm interested to see a lot of the surprises that they're going to have. This is the last season of the full Arrowverse. Obviously, there's like Superman and Lois, but this is where everyone's going to be at. And we'll definitely do a whole Arrowverse tribute pod when this is all said and done, because what they've been able to do for a decade on CW television is just unprecedented.
Yeah, sure. Nothing short of amazing. One person that I hope comes back is Cisco. I hope he comes back in the season finale.
I hope somehow they get Reverse Flash. Somehow.
I feel like he is coming back. They're just keeping it very under
Eddie
wraps.
is coming back. Eddie's coming back as well.
Right. Yeah. Because we haven't seen him since the first season.
They got a lot of people coming back. So again, February 8th, the final run. If you remember what Green Arrows was the final bow, the crew will be watching consistently when this starts up. So just get ready for that. Now, on the other side, let me see who else they have on here. John Diggle, Wally West. Oh, Ramsey, Bloodworks coming back.
Yeah. Which is strange because he was a villain. So, like, is he reprising his villain role or is he, like, coming back as a good guy?
Yeah, John Wesley Shipp, we already knew that from going to GalaxyCon. So, Nora Allen, David Singh, we're going to see. But, all right, Byron, he waited till the last day to announce this stuff.
Before we move on, Superman and Lois, season 3 is coming back March 14th.
That is true. Yes, it is coming back March 14th. This will also go into the James Gunn thing that he says they have about one or a couple more seasons, one season, whatever. Titans, if we're going to keep going, Titans is in its last season this year. Doom Patrol's in their last season this year as well. So Titans got to 4 seasons, I believe, and Doom Patrol around 3 or 4.
And then we wouldn't be a proper podcast if we didn't announce this. Gotham Knights, the TV show, is also supposed to be premiering March the 14th. I'm not excited about it, but I will give the first episode the good old college try. as much as I can give them right now.
You let me know how that goes.
I will.
Because it'll be weird because I mean, yeah, I remember we recorded saying CW still said they're in the superhero game, but they're only about to have two left, and that's probably gonna, and I don't think Gotham Knights is getting a second season. So
I
I mean,
don't either.
Stargirl finished off on a very good note. They even left the
Mm-hmm.
door open for them
For
to have
potential
more
return, yeah.
season. Yeah, shoot, maybe the Stargirl crew shows up on Flash. We don't know how this is ending.
Yeah.
But now, Byron, he waited literally until the last day of January. We were told January, the last days when he dropped the stuff. I know you were writing notes. Take it away.
Oh yeah, I got notes. So January 31st, around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, James Gunn posted a video on his Twitter. It was a 6-minute video announcing the plans for basically the next 8 to 10 years of the DCU. He started off saying, "Hey, I know the story has been very disconnected, but with me and Peter Safran taking over, we're trying to put all the storylines together," which I thought was cool that he said, "Hey, I know there's a problem, but we're trying to work on it." Just throughout the whole video, you can just sense his excitement and passion throughout, which I thought was neat. So I think he's going to do an excellent job as the co-founder or co-CEO of DCU now. I do like how he is blending the old DCEU and him and Peter's new vision instead of overhauling it, which I thought he was going to do. I thought he was just going to scrap everything and restart because Henry Cavill is not coming back. Gal Gadot seems like she's not coming back to play Wonder Woman, but again, we don't know anything super official yet. We just know some of the projects that he announced. He is trying to connect everything like the movies, TV, animation, and video games to one cohesive storyline, which, if he can pull it off, that's excellent. Um, the movies outside of DCU, like the Batman, Joker, and other projects outside of the DCU, are going to be called DC Elseworlds, which I think is a neat name because just brings back to the Arrowverse Elseworlds crossover. So I think that's neat that he's doing that. And then, like I said, the upcoming projects this year are Shazam 2, which leads into the Flash movie. He has stated that Flash is going to reset the entire DCU. So, because I think Flash is supposed to be Flashpoint, which makes sense. Then after that, we have Blue Beetle and then Aquaman 2, which leads into the new projects. It's calling Chapter 1.
Before you go,
Okay.
Byron, I mean, to even go back, because I know a lot of people were concerned with the Batman 2 and all that stuff. Not just confirmed, Batman 2 has a release date now.
Yes, Batman Part 2 is releasing October 23rd, 2025. So
So
two
just already think
years.
about that. Think about all the stuff you're going to have in 2025. Byron's going to list off some of the stuff, but also remember Avengers, not just the people individually. Avengers movies are coming in 2025. So just
Yep.
wanted to make sure we said that the Batman has a release date. But go ahead, Byron.
So Chapter 1 is being called Gods and Monsters. He didn't announce all of the projects in Chapter 1, but he announced a lot. So the first one is called Creature Commandos, which is supposed to be an animated series. He's writing all of the episodes. Never heard of this team, so no idea what to think or expect. He did say that they're going to have characters and move in and out of animation with actors playing their animated character and the live action counterpart, and vice versa, which I'm excited to see what that looks like. Waller, which is going to be a TV show. Viola Davis is reprising the role of Amanda Waller and
Which is
teaming up with,
fantastic that they made
yes,
sure to keep her.
yes, because she plays a very, very excellent Amanda Waller.
Yes.
So she's going to be teaming up with some of the members of Team Peacemaker. So John Cena and his crew, Crystal Henry, who wrote the Watchmen TV series, and Jeremy Carver, who wrote Doom Patrol, are going to be writing the Waller TV show. Then the first official movie of the DCU is called Superman Legacy, being written by James Gunn. The release date is July 11th of 2025, so that is the first movie that officially kicks off his DCU vision. Of course, we know that Henry Cavill is not going to play the Superman because they're looking for a younger version to helm the DCU. So I'm intrigued to see who they get, which sucks for Henry Cavill because The Rock brought him back in Black Adam, which we were all excited about. We talked about it on the last podcast, and from the last podcast to this, it came out that Henry Cavill is not getting his second movie, which sucks.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama in that because like the reports, Rock went behind people's backs to get Cavill, and then obviously them meeting with Gunn and saying they're not a part of the vision right now, especially with Cavill. Even James Gunn said that. I mean, he met with Cavill, great guy, all that stuff. Felt like the previous DC leadership was jerking him around.
Which
And
they were.
yes, they were. So it just didn't work. It's just weird because now they have a release date, July 11, 2025, which is 2 years from now. That means eventually this year, and this is going to be with the other movie, we're going to have to find out who is playing Superman.
Yes. Especially with them going younger. I'm very intrigued to see who they're going to pick.
I mean, I know who I would want, but I don't think they would do it because I don't think he's younger than Cavill. They might be.
Who?
I would want Tyler.
Ooh, Tyler, yeah.
I would want
want
Tyler
Tyler
Hoechlin.
too.
I mean, he's been an amazing Superman on Superman and Lois, one of the
Mm-hmm.
best shows.
I agree. Yeah, if he is younger, I feel like he's not only by younger by like a few years. I don't think it's like a big age
But it's going to
difference,
be,
but
I mean, because
he's excellent.
whoever takes that role, it's career defining or career killing if you suck.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see. That means we're gonna get the news this year because they're obviously gonna have to start filming in 2024.
Yep, especially if it comes out July 11th,
Yeah.
2025.
So we're gonna find out
So
this year who's the new
yeah,
Superman.
early 2024 is probably when they'll start filming.
So, all right, Byron, what's next?
Then he announced Lanterns, which is going to be a TV show. It's like True Detective meets superheroes. I know a lot of people love the first season of True Detective, so I'm excited to see what this brings. So it's going to be Howard Jordan and Jon Stewart teaming up to protect Earth. They eventually uncover a mystery that ties into the larger DCU storyline. So maybe it might introduce the big bad of Chapter 1. I don't know. But we'll see. Excited about that one. Then the next movie is called The Authority, which is based on the Marvelous Wildstorm characters who will be interacting with other DCU characters. I've never heard of this team, but I mean, if James Gunn wants to make into a movie, I trust him. Then we have Paradise Lost. I'm super intrigued about this one because it's Game of Thrones basically meets Themyscira and Wonder Woman's island. So Game of Thrones, everyone loves Game of Thrones. Had 8 seasons, 8 or 9 seasons.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm excited to see what that entails. Then we have the other next movie, The Brave and the Bold, which is going to introduce the DCU's Batman and then Damian Wayne's Robin. So it's going to introduce the Bat family. There was no release date for that. So I don't know who's going to be Batman, who's going to be Damian
Now,
Wayne.
already in 3 years, we have to find a new Batman, as I hinted. Like this is going to be another big role that it could bolster your financial success or you suck and you get killed.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Batfleck comes back. I don't think so because I think they're trying to do younger,
Yeah,
like
he's
a
gonna
younger Batman
direct.
and a younger Superman. Yeah,
He wants to direct. They won't have him direct that movie though, because that'd just be really awkward.
right. And then the next TV series is Booster Gold, cult classic. Everyone wanted to see Booster Gold
Mm-hmm.
on a TV show. He was going to be a prominent figure in what would have been the next episode of Legends of Tomorrow, but we all know what happened with that, and They deserve better. And then after that, he introduced another movie, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is based off of Tim King's comic run of the same name. Basically, Supergirl is raised on a chunk of Krypton, and is a jaded version of herself after, seeing the death and destruction of Krypton. And then the last thing he announced is Swamp Thing, which is just another origins of the Swamp Thing. Again, will tie into the larger DCU mythos.
So yeah, his video on Twitter that he posted, all stuff, and everyone retweeted, it was about 6 minutes, so you can definitely check that out there. But overall, Byron, how are you feeling about these?
I am cautiously optimistic. Like I said, a couple of these I have no idea what they're about, like Creature Commandos and then the Authority movie. Never heard of these characters, but I trust James Gunn because he's made all the Guardian of the Galaxy movies and they have been amazing. So if he can take these, I'm not going to call them no name, but lesser known DCU characters and make them out of something, that just bodes well for his legacy. Definitely excited about the Amanda Waller show, the Lanterns TV show, and then the Paradise Lost TV show.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, like you said, he was doing the Guardians movies, but he was just doing the movies. Now he's going to be writing some and he's in charge of stuff. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
see how he does that balance because it's just like what we talk about with in the NFL. Sometimes you can be a really good offensive coordinator, and then since you're good at that, you get elected head coach, and then you're not a good head coach. You're just a really good coordinator. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that that's not the same with him, that he was really good under Kevin Feige and all of that stuff. But then once he
Mm-hmm.
is the head person, it is just a chaotic mess. So I'm hopefully him and the other one, they just stay organized. They've already announced this plan, so stick with it. We'll get some actors and actresses named, and we'll go from there. I mean, there's people I do want to stay as their people. I do want Gal Gadot to stay as Wonder Woman.
I
I
do
don't
too.
know. I don't know how you. Um, I know people give the old DCU shit, but I feel like their casting was really perfect.
Yeah. The storylines and all that were not the greatest because there was no continuity throughout the entire DCEU. But like you said, the characters were good. Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, thank you, Jason Momoa. The only one I'm iffy about now is Flash because of their
Mm-hmm.
antics
But James Gunn said it's one of
last
the
year.
greatest superhero movies ever.
I we'll see when it comes out this year.
I mean, that's the one I'm optimistic about because for all the stuff that he went through in this movie not to get scrapped while other things got scrapped, it has to
Yeah,
be something good.
yeah. We'll see
Cool.
because they canceled Batgirl because they said it would have been disastrous
Mm-hmm.
to the DCU. And Peter Safran talked about it. I read an article a couple of days ago when the announcements were happening that said just the storyline was a mess. I was like, if it was just a storyline, why not delay it and rewrite the story? Why cancel the whole thing? But
Right. And we
I don't make these
also
decisions.
we're supposed to be getting potentially a maybe a flash trailer at the Super Bowl.
That's what they said. Sometime during the Super Bowl there will be a Flash trailer.
Do they already show Keaton and Affleck looking at each other?
I think they at least have to show Keaton because like everyone knows he's in the movie. Like from what was it? DC fandom,
Mm-hmm.
was it last year, 2 years ago? They kind of had his voice in the teaser trailer. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you just have to just go out and show him.
Yeah. So we'll see. We're gonna see Super Bowl, see that trailer, and go go from there. So next time we'll be able to review Ant-Man and talk about the Flash trailer.
We will, we will. Hopefully we'll get some more announcements then between now and then. Again, like you said, James Gunn announced all these, he said, but there's still stuff he hasn't announced. So I don't know if it's in chapter one or the stuff he hasn't announced is going to be the start of chapter two.
All right. Byron, anything else?
No, I think we covered all the major superhero news.
Yeah. With that being said, Byron, you wanna any shout outs, anything you want to tell the fans?
Hey, stick with MCU Phase 5 starting with a bang. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. We'll see what happens, where Phase 5 goes from here, if it's going to be a dud like most of the people think Phase 4 was. I enjoyed Phase 4. I watched every bit of it. Also, yesterday, Black Panther Wakanda officially dropped on
Mm-hmm.
Disney Plus. So if you have not seen that, go ahead and watch that
Um,
amazing movie.
perfect thing to bring up, Byron, because I'm glad you brought that up because the Oscars are coming up and Angela Bassett is nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role as the Queen in Wakanda Forever. This is, think about it, the MCU's 10 plus years. This is the
Mm-hmm.
first actor or actress to be nominated for a Best Actor or Actress or supporting role, lead role in the MCU ever. So this is
Shout
a
out
big deal.
to shout out to Angela Bassett for being the first. That's a huge history making announcement. Hopefully she wins.
Because
She's
she's
gonna have
already
some.
won the Golden Globe one, didn't she?
I don't know.
I know she won one of the best supporting
It might have
actresses.
been Golden Globe or the
But
Emmy.
I really want her to really get this, man, especially in Black History Month.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So now I think we've covered everything.
Yes.
Okay. With that being said, thank you everyone for listening to L7C Podcast Superhero Pod. We're back. We're going to be back in a couple weeks talking about Ant-Man and hopefully not giving another eulogy for an MCU character, but it's looking that way. We'll be back talking about the Flash trailer and any other trailers that may drop during the Super Bowl. Make sure you like, rate, comment, subscribe. We thank you guys for your support, and we're back in full swing. This is the L7C podcast signing out. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.